It is Saturday, September 16th, and we are at the FIT Botanical Gardens, and you can see the problem here. This is my first visit back since the hurricane about a week ago. Check up on Tiny and her friends, and the area is a mess. There are frond leaves. I guess you can make a lot of yurts out here, everywhere. Mud here, I've got to try to walk through. But I think the staff here have piled up the leaves, but it looks like it flooded this whole area. You can see there's water everywhere that had risen up. It looks like the water, wow, it looks like the water went up as high as here. You see the mark here, where the water line is? It went up about 1.5 feet. So this whole area was underwater. So let's see if we can't find Tiny in a moment here. You can see our bench here. The water line comes all the way up to the sitting area. So this whole area here, from the creek, it actually flooded up about almost 2.5, 3 feet up. So I'm not sure what the status is about Tiny and her friends, but it doesn't look good. Okay, my whistling has resulted in a squirrel coming out, and I think it is Tiny. I was starting to worry that they were all gone because the area is so bad, but she's like all skittish. I'm not sure if it's Tiny or not. The squirrel isn't behaving like Tiny, but she's coming up. Here she comes. Go ahead and pause this for a minute. That squirrel that's coming up is not Tiny. It is one of the other squirrels. There's 2 of them that came out, but they are not Tiny. I hope Tiny is okay. It may be Tiny. Shell-shocked. Come here, baby. That's not Tiny. None of them are Tiny. There, here, I'm going to throw it over here. Yeah, there's another one over there, but they're not Tiny because if it was Tiny, she would come up to me. Yeah, that's her. That's screaming? Maybe Tiny. I don't know if you heard the loud squawking sound. I think that might have been Tiny calling for me. This one is still shell-shocked. Afraid, but hungry. I'm going to go ahead and try to give them some... This isn't Tiny, but I'm going to try to give it some. There you go. So, there's like 3 of them here now, but none of them are Tiny. And they're all like shell-shocked. The place is a mess. What was real pretty here before, I don't know if you can see how bad it really is. It's just stuff everywhere. The water was literally about 2.5, 3 feet up above ground. So this creek flooded really badly. I don't know if you remember me sitting here and how nice it was over here. It's all messy now. The squirrels are still around, just not Tiny. But I heard calling here, and I'm thinking it may be Tiny with her babies, but she can't leave them. Here, Tiny. This is the first time that Tiny didn't come when I called her. The place is a mess. That's all from the flood. So about 5 or 6 squirrels have come out to get the nuts that we've been leaving for them. I mean, we've been leaving seeds and stuff, but none of them are tiny. At least I don't think so. The reason I don't think any of them are tiny is because none of them are coming right up to me. See, there's 3 right here. You can see this one. You can see the other 2 over there. But none are coming right up, which means none of them are tiny. There's 3 right there. And I think they're all starving. The water literally was up here about 3 feet off the ground. 2.5, 3 feet up off the ground. You can see how high the branches and everything got. And the squirrels bury their food in the ground. So they've had no food. At least none that they had buried for themselves. So they're all starving. Any of you tiny? Have you seen Tiny? None of them are tiny. And they're all like shell-shocked. It's crazy. It's alright. Something here is making a lot of noise, a squawking sound. My wife thinks it's a bird. I think it's Tiny trying to get my attention. Look at this place. It's a total mess. If that's Tiny, she might have fallen trying to get to me. Something is jumping around. Come here, baby. I don't see her. I don't know if this one here is tiny or not. Come here, baby. Are you tiny? Come on. It's not tiny. They are all hungry, though. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here, baby. Hey, Alex. What? You're gonna get me bitten. Definitely not tiny, but I'm gonna go ahead and give her some. Alright. It's kind of sad to see this place a mess, but even more sad that the children and I think Tiny's gone. I've been laying seeds out for the squirrels because all their food is washed away. But we think Tiny's not here anymore. Even though the other squirrels are still coming out for food, none of them are Tiny. My hope would be that she got away, but I don't know. It flooded really bad here. Look how high up the branches and stuff are. It's all really, really bad. Let's try to leave some food, so hopefully if she's around or any of the others are hungry, they can spot these caches that I'm putting down. Probably won't be able to come here for another week. The crew has been cleaning up. I think the gardens here have been trying to clean it up too. But I just don't see Tiny anywhere. This is the first time since I met her when I called that she didn't come.